After discussing with Cabinet and Caucus, after consultation with premiers from all provinces and territories, after speaking with opposition leaders, the federal government has invoked the Emergencies Act to supplement provincial and territorial capacity to address the blockades and occupations. I want to be very clear. The scope of these measures will be time-limited, geographically targeted, as well as reasonable and proportionate to the threats they are meant to address. The Emergencies Act will be used to strengthen and support law enforcement agencies at all levels across the country. This is about keeping Canadians safe, protecting people's jobs, and restoring confidence in our institutions. These tools include strengthening their ability to impose fines or imprisonment. The government will designate, secure, and protect places and infrastructure that are critical to our economy and people's jobs, including border crossings and airports. We cannot and will not allow illegal and dangerous activities to continue. The Emergencies Act will also allow the government to make sure essential services are rendered, for example, in order to tow vehicles blocking roads. And finally, it will enable the RCMP to enforce municipal bylaws and provincial offences where required. We're not using the Emergencies Act to call in the military. We're not suspending fundamental rights or overriding the Charter of Rights and Freedoms. We are not limiting people's freedom of speech. We are not limiting freedom of peaceful assembly. We are not preventing people from exercising their right to protest legally. We'll always defend the rights of Canadians to peaceful assembly and to freedom of expression, but these blockades are illegal, and if you're still participating, the time to go home is now.
Hello everyone, I'm Safa Binti Tahir. Hope you guys are doing well. Today I'm going to discuss a very interesting topic which was in news for a longer period of time and happened at the beginning of the year. And today I decided to discuss this issue as this year is ending. Year 2022 is about to end, and I decided to rediscuss the very known issue which occurred at the start of the year. So as a reminder, let's discuss the issue again and try to understand or find a conclusion about what possibly can come in next year. And about my introduction, I'm seriously thinking of making a complete introductory video, so every time you will not listen a brief intro. But today I'm gonna skip this part, and if anyone interested to know about me, they can go down to the older videos and find out. Recently, I have made a video on how Lebanese bank has seized public savings and Chinese bank Henan branch has seized public savings, calling it investment products. In that video, I said this way or the other, this is the future of the world. Many people disagree with me, and at the same time, many agreed with me, and that's fine. My job is not to scare you or make you stand against your government, but my job is to make you aware of your surroundings. Because when you heard or read some news, you think it might not gonna come to us, but you as individual is going to be affected like Lebanese public. You have no choice, the only choice you have is to obey and accept. Like COVID-19 lockdown, it's just for an example. No choice left for us but to stay inside our homes. See, this is the thing, which need to understand that both government campaigns and anti-government campaigns run through media. Most of the time, person get confused which side one should have to take, because it's tough to think against the wind. Many times we heard that, oh, this is a conspiracy theory. There is no reality in it. Don't listen to them. But we have seen many conspiracies coming true. Among them is QR codes. You know what I mean, right? So here is the news I'm gonna read. Canadian protesters' truck seized, bank account frozen over connection to Freedom Convoy. Below down, people has shared their stories that their accounts has seized just because they participated in the rally or convoy. Look what's happening in another part of the world. People are demanding their rights from government through protest. This is no way anti-government. It's public democratic right to protest if they feel government is not listening their demands. But what we are witnessing here is that government around the world is considering these protests against the sovereignty of country, and they're trying to suppress those movements through power. And remember, I told you all about the totalitarian system, and police government is the coming future. Standing against the experimental drug now considered as a crime. Some times ago, my body, my choice, and equality for all, LGBT rights, were the great motto of the so-called modern world. Now, when the same people refusing to inject an experimental drug and refuse to be a laboratory rat or Geneva pig, government in all over the world considered it a crime. But later on, now confession from all relatable parties are coming that COVID-19 was just a flu like any other flu and drug was unexperimented. COVID-19 has seized the world from the day it spread, and Canada has faced strictest and longest COVID-19 restrictions in the world. And only on the basis of vaccine one can live life normally in Canada. Like federal government allowed COVID-19 passport for moving inside the country. And I'm sorry, this is no way draconian practice or police governing system. This all is about safety and security of common person. When a group of Turkish decided to stand for their freedom through a peaceful and democratic way, Canadian government calls it anti-government movement, and also government blames the movement to divide in the country. On February 14, 2022, Canada's federal government, led by Justin Trudeau, invoked the Emergency Act. The law allows the government to take extraordinary measures, including the suspension of civil liberties, to restore order when a crisis seriously endangers the sovereignty, security, or territorial integrity of the country. On the other hand, US ex-President Donald Trump supports trigger protest in their country, calling it a democratic act. Post-COVID-19 government largely denied everything, calling it just a conspiracy theory. Now, one after one, all conspiracies become reality. COVID-19 is just like any other flu. Vaccine was not gone through experimental trial. High cardiac arrest deaths of vaccinated ones, QR codes, COVID-19 passports, travel restrictions, and now the totalitarian and police governing system is on its way.